About 2 weeks removed now from a pretty good fight, I have to say. Obviously, lots of excitement surrounding this fight. You know, the multiple knockdowns, the double bonus, the potential title shot on the line here. Before we get into all of that, I mean, how has your life changed since that fight? I mean, it was just so crazy.
It's not really changed, to be honest. Other than it's put me in the position that I've longed to be in ever since I was signed by one championship, and that's to be next in line for a shot at the title, which is pretty massive for me, to be honest. It's been nice because the day after the fight, I flew straight home and I've just flown straight to Jamaica on holiday with my girlfriend. It's been nice to have some downtime because it was an hard fight camp, and the fight itself, although it wasn't very long, there were a lot of it was wild and there were a lot of action, and it was a bit of an adrenaline dump after the fight. I was so up there, the knockdowns, just the excitement, the way it went viral, and then the bonus money, and then being told I'll get a title shot. That was this high, there was nowhere to go other than down. So like the next few days afterwards, I was a bit of a slump, to be honest. My adrenaline just rock bottom. But it's been nice. I had a little break with my fiance. I'm back in the UK now for literally 24 hours. I'm flying to Canada tomorrow. I've got a little seminar tour in Canada, and when that's done, I'll head back to the gym and I'll start working towards the title shot with Nong-O.
Very cool, man. Canada's my neck of the woods. That's where I am. But unfortunately, I'm actually leaving to Singapore in 2 or 3 days. So we'll probably miss each other. But
Ah,
next time, man.
yeah.
Well, let's talk about the fight. As you said, it was just bonkers from beginning to end. Let's start with the second knockdown. He knocked you down twice first. Obviously, three knockdowns. That's the end of the fight for you. So what's going through your head after that second knockdown?
Uh, I just thought, you know what? There's nothing to lose here. I knew we were going to rush in. So I just thought all I was saying in my head to myself, I know how hard I hit. I know I only have to land one clean shot, and I will either knock them out or put them in a position where it's going to change the fight totally. So I just kept saying to myself, just find the gap for one, find the gap for one. So I didn't rush. I knew we were going to rush in, and that's what I was just looking for. I was just looking for that one gap that I needed, and I saw it and I exploited it.
So there was no consideration of like taking a more defensive game plan. Like I think a lot of fighters in that situation would have covered up and tried to survive to the end of the round. You just went for it.
It's not my style at all. No one wants to see someone just like. And the thing is, if you start trying to be careful like that, in these 4 ounce gloves, it'll just probably let Memi get caught with
Mm.
something else. And like you said, I were only one knockdown away from me getting stopped myself. So I always say, well, especially for the way I fight and my style, the best form of offense, the best form of defense is offense. And if you rush in against someone who's a devastating puncher like I am, I know that you're going to leave yourself open, and I just knew that there was going to be a gap there somewhere. So, like I said, I was just looking for the gap, and I spotted it, and I exploited it.
You find the gap. You drop him. That's one knockdown for you. How are you feeling after the first one? That when things are sort of
I,
changing in your favor.
I watched his eyes roll into the back of the head when I dropped him with the right hand first. I hit him with the right hand. He bounced. He touched down, and as he came back, I hit him with another left hook, and he banged his head on the cage. I could see my knockdowns weren't heavy knockdowns. Yes, they knocked me down, but when I got up, I was on steady legs. I wasn't wobbling. I knew exactly what was going on around me. He was on planet Zog, and I knew that. I could see his eyes rolling around his head. He was unsteady on his legs, and that's when I threw a bit of caution to the wind. To be fair, because I knew that he were in trouble. If I'd have just like thought, right, I've got my son back in here, one knockdown, I'll go careful. I just thought, fuck this. I'm going to knock him out. That's what I thought.
So then let's skip ahead to the third one. Now that you've cleared that up, I mean, how do you feel after getting that third knockdown and winning a fight after bouncing back from two knockdowns yourself?
It was amazing feeling. Like obviously, just to beat a fighter of Muangthai stature by knockout, just to win by knockout on a show as big as one championship, that's amazing on its own. But to drag myself off the floor twice, um, that made it all a little bit sweeter. Like I say, when you've been down twice and everyone's already counting you out, and I looked around and I could see how shocked people were. I like to bring the drama. I like to excite people. I like to be involved in these type of fights. In that when you're winning a fight like this, knowing how entertained everyone was, knowing like all the messages and stuff I got afterwards, with people saying it was the best fight they've ever seen, or the best one round in combat sports and stuff like that. That made it all the bit a bit sweeter. Did that?
No doubt. I mean, it was excitement. It was dramatic. It was just thrilling from beginning to end. Just given the circumstances, how does this stack up in terms of the biggest wins of your career?
Definitely up there, 100%. I've had a lot of big wins and I've beaten some big names like Muangthai. He's a massive name. Um, but to beat him in that style on that stage with the entire world watching, that probably is up there with one of, or if not the best of my career.
hmm And I'm sure the double bonus must have sweetened the pot when Mitch pulled you aside, and you can kind of tell when he's going to announce a bonus now. He has
Yeah.
an extra remark, so I figured you must have known you were going to get one, especially given the nature of the fight. When he announces you're getting two, I mean, what's going through your head?
Well, the thing is, I'm not doing this for money, and I never have been. You know what I mean? I'm doing it because I love it. I did honestly think, I thought to myself when I won the fight off, right, that was fucking insane. That's got to be worth a bonus. I thought maybe 50. And then when he said he's not giving you 50, but I was like, but? And then when he said 100 grand, I was like, Carla, yeah. Do you know what? It's taken me it's been a long road from my career to start getting paid like this. Like I said, I don't do it for money. I do it because I'm a born fighter and I just love doing it. But now that these like bonuses like these getting thrown out there, it makes it all the more sweeter when you win.
And as you said, you don't do it for money, but I mean, how life changing is $100,000 for a guy who's been slogging away on the Muay Thai scene for so long?
Yeah, well, obviously it's a massive, massive amount. I make a lot of money through my website and my seminars. That's where most of my money comes from,
Mm.
not through my fights. But yeah, still 100 grand in your bank. It's a lovely little paycheck that, and yeah, my girlfriend has enjoyed spending it all in Jamaica over the last.
Well, I'm glad you guys have had some opportunities to get some downtime and get a little vacation in there. Looking to the future, though, as you said, it sounds like a title shot is next against Nong-O. Any idea when this might happen, roughly?
I was speaking to Chatri about it, and we spoke about August. So yeah, August will work good for me. I've got these seminars to go. To be honest, I've fucked my hand in that fight. I've injured some of the ligaments in my hand. I've just had an MRI on it today, just so I can pinpoint exactly what's wrong with it and get it treated. So I'm gonna go do these seminars. I'll be away for 2 weeks. When I get back, I'll get my hand treated, and then I'll probably start training. I'd say around the 1st of June, and the show will be looking to be around 9-10 weeks after that. So first to the midweek of August that I thought, which is what we spoke about. So that'd be perfect for me. That'll give me a nice training camp and let all my injuries heal up. And yeah, that'd be perfect.
Cool, cool. Well, I can't wait to see it whenever it happens. It's going to be an incredible fight. Let's talk about the champion Nong-O. Obviously, a pound for pound talent. What do you make of this guy?
One of the greatest fighters of this generation. If Sanchai wasn't around, Nong-O would be the greatest fighter of this generation in my eyes. Incredible fighter, got great eyes, great balance, got a great kick, disgusting power. He's wiped the floor with literally every single person he's come up with in this division. He needs a fresh challenge, and I'm here to present it to him. The thing is, with Nong-O, if you make one mistake or you give him any sort of opening, he'll knock you clean out. He'll turn your lights out. But the beauty of this sport is I hit just as hard, or if not harder than Nong-O, and all I need is one gap, and all I need is him to make one mistake as well.
Mm-hmm.
Probably got two of the hardest punchers, heaviest hitters at 145 on the entire planet who are going to go head to head in this fight. Blink and you will 100% miss some. I guarantee one of us will be leaving that ring on our back. No, it won't go the distance. I know how hard he is. He will know how hard I is. Yeah, so you're probably going to be in for another crazy night of excitement.
Yeah, man, definitely. It's definitely a don't blink fight. I'll be taping my eyes open, I think, for that one. Um, Nongo is on an incredible tear, as you said. I mean, why do you feel like you're the guy to beat him? Obviously, the power is a huge factor, but how are you going to be the one to beat him?
He's like I said, he's probably not going to fight anyone who's hits as hard as me in this division. I am. I know how hard I hit. Ask anyone who I've landed clean on how hard I hit. When I hit you, you stay hit. But I've got a lot of other things to my game as well. I'm not just going to be there looking for power punches. I've got lots of other things I can do. I've got my solid leg kicks to soften him up a little bit. My timing is better than all these other fighters he's fought. Obviously, the power's there. I'm faster than all of these other fighters he's fought. I'm sharper than these guys. He's fought some really good guys, don't get me wrong. Some great fighters. but none of them are as fast as me. None of them are as sharp as me. None of them has hit as hard as me. And I don't think any of them want to win as bad as I do. I want this more than anything. I've worked my whole career to put myself in this position now. So I'm not going to lie down. I'll be willing to do whatever it takes.
You mentioned a few moments ago that you can't afford to make any mistakes against a guy like him, and this certainly isn't a criticism, but there are mistakes in every fight, and the ones in the fight with Muangthai obviously almost cost you.
Yep.
How do you avoid making mistakes like that against a guy like Nong-O?
Like I said, like you just said, then there's going to be mistakes made in any fight. I got up. I made the mistakes, but I got up and I put it right. Unless he puts me clean out, he will have to knock me spark out for me to stop coming forward at him, to stop looking to knock him out, just keep me off of him. Like I say, the margin for error is very small, and when you've got two massive punchers like me and him, it might even come down to who makes the first mistake first. It might be just down to that. Does he make a little error of judgment? Do I make an error of judgment? Whoever lands the first big shot, will it be his right hand? Will it be my left hook? It's interesting, and everyone's writing me off already, which I love. I love it. I love it when I keep reading people saying, nah, Liam ain't got no chance. Nah, Liam's not good enough. Nah, Liam's too old, because that just gives me more fuel. That puts more petrol on the fire. I can't wait to shock the world and prove everyone wrong.
Assuming all the haters are wrong and you do prove them wrong, you fast forward to that moment, Chatri's wrapping the belt around your waist. I mean, how does that feel? Winning a title after the journey you've had, but also winning it from a guy like Nong-O. What is that moment going to be like for you?
Oh, it'd be incredible to lift the greatest title in combat sports against one of the greatest fighters from this generation on the best promotion out there. It'd be incredible. Like I say, I've won 8 world titles in my career, but to win the one championship title, that would just be the icing on the cake. And a few people have said to me, "Oh, you've got the title shot next. Will you retire if you win it?" I'm not going to fucking retire. Do I look like the type of guy who's ready to just hang up his gloves? I'm still being involved in some of the most exciting fights out there. I'm still beating people half my age. I'm still knocking people clean out. There's still a lot of miles on this clock yet. So I will be around for the foreseeable future, regardless of the result of this fight.
Well, as a fan, I'm definitely glad to hear that. Now, this may be like the dumbest question imaginable for a guy like you, but I presume your prediction is that if you win this fight, it will be by knockout.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
100%.
Okay.
No illusions how good technically Nong-O is. If I try and play the game with him, the Muay Thai game, scoring points, I'll get taken to school. But if I fight my style, if I go forward, I use steady pressure, I chip away at him, I hurt him, I systematically break him down, wait for him to make a mistake. And the thing is with me, people just think I'm all power. I'm not. It's about timing as well. If you haven't got no timing, no matter how hard you hit, you're never going to knock anyone out. I've won 90 fights and 50 of them have been by knockout now. That's a big ratio for a Thai boxer. So yeah, my timing will be massively important in this fight.
Yeah, I mean, you're certainly more than just a power striker. That much is very clear at this point. You made it clear you're not going anywhere, win or lose. So what's next? What's the perfect next move for you after beating a guy like Nong-O?
Well, if I win the fight, I get the belt. I'd like to defend it in the UK. I spoke to Chatry about this. I said, you need an excuse to bring one championship to England. Let me be that excuse. If I win that title, let's go fill out an arena in the UK, because all our fans will go fucking wild for it. They would love it to just come to England. And there's me, there's Haggerty, there's Liam Nolan, you've got Iman Barlow, you've got some of the other girls who are signed there. It'd be an incredible thing to bring one championship to England.
That's very cool, very exciting. I hope you can make that happen. Just a couple more questions for you before I let you go. Right off the top, you mentioned Jonathan Haggerty. Just as a Muay Thai guy yourself, what are your thoughts on this 8-man flyweight tournament they've got going on starting next month?
My teammates in this tournament, no one's talking about this young man. Jacob Smith is from my team, fighting Rod Tag first round. Everyone's already wrote Jacob off. No one's giving a fucking second thought, but trust me, this kid can fight. He's tough as fuck. He's an absolute beast. And win or lose, Rod Tang is going to be in for a very hard night on the 20th. Trust me, train with guy every day. I spar with him every day. I know how strong he is. I know how physically, like, I know how determined he is. He's a very, very tough young man who is going to give Rodtang a hard night. I think Haggett has probably got one of the easiest rounds through on this one. Walter, who is fighting, great fighter, don't get me wrong, but he's just not big enough to beat John. He's too small. Walter looks like he should probably be fighting at 58, 59 kilograms. At 61, Haggett is one of the biggest in the division, and he's obviously he's a beast. He's an animal. So I don't see Walter causing Haggett too many problems. Michael Savas versus Amir Naziri. Great fight. Naziri, very tough, very strong. Not technically as good as Savas, but he's a beast. He's very, very strong. Savas, great all-rounder, very sharp, strong punches, good knees. I see this being one of the fights of the night, this one, 100%. Superlek, he will absolutely destroy Naito, however you say his name. Not in the same league whatsoever. Unless Naito catches him with just some outrageous shot, I don't see that being... it'll be a walk in the park for him, that one. Who wins the tournament? I'd like to be Jacob from my gym, obviously. But if it's not him, Superlek.
Cool. That's a great breakdown, man. I really appreciate that. Very thorough. You clearly know what you're talking about. It's almost like you fight yourself or something.
Listen, I probably just got every fucking thing wrong. I just said that. It happens all the time. I go, right, I think this will happen. Then none of it happens. But that's my thoughts anyway.
No worries, man. No worries. You're better at predictions than me, I'm sure. Let's wrap it up with this. Any message for your fans, your supporters? You want to shout out your seminars in Canada or anything?
I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's been following the journey, who keep showing love and support. I hope everyone's enjoying what I've been doing every time I step into that cage, and I will continue to do so as long as possible.